Okay, the current administration has made it a top priority moving the country from a place of food insecurity to one where farmers are empowered and agriculture is a resilient engine of economic growth. We have seen major efforts at both the national and state levels. The federal government has declared a state of emergency on food security and created a special coordinating unit to make sure all interventions are working together. At the same time, states like Benue, known as the food basket of the nation, and Oyo, with its focus on agribusiness hubs, leading the way with their own unique strategies. Just last week, the country participated in the second United Nations Food Systems Summit Stocktake. That's UNFSS +4 held in Addis Ababa, where Vice President Kashim Shettima championed Nigeria's commitment to resilient and inclusive food systems. Now in the studio to share insights and lessons for Nigeria, our distinguished guest, Dr. Sanjo Faniran, who is by my right. He's the National Governor UN Food System for Nigeria, and Professor Kola Matthew Anigo of the Department of Biochemistry, University of Abuja. Gentlemen, you are welcome to Business Express.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Okay, let's start with Dr. Faniran. Let's begin with the U. Where the UNFSS +4 in Ethiopia was a global platform. Now, to assess progress since 2021 Food Systems Summit, can you give us a quick overview of the key outcomes from the summit and why they matter for a country like Nigeria?
Thank you very much, the presenter. Good afternoon, Nigerians. The UNFSS +4 stocktake in Addis Ababa is the first of its kind in Africa, because the first one we did in 2023 was held in Rome, and most of the meetings relating to Food System Summit has always been either in Europe or in America, but this time around it's in Africa. For the 2025 stocktake, it's marvelous. It's just a build-up on what happened in 2023. In 2023, Nigeria came out boldly to inform the global community that we are not compromising anything that will not allow us to achieve food security by the year 2030. And like I used to say, the UN Food System Transformation Initiative was on ground before the advent of this administration. And when the administration came aboard, the first thing that occurred to Mr. President was to declare emergency on water and food security, which was very marvelous. And when we are talking of food security, it's not only about the food itself, but the food that is healthy. So nutrition is prioritized in our food system transformation. So, but for the outcome of the UNFSS +4, the one we just ended in Addis last week, it was a period for reflection by countries on what we have done since we submitted the priorities of Nigeria in 2021 during the first summit on September 23, 2021, and then the second the first stocktake in July 2023 that was actually led by the Vice President on behalf of Mr. President. And this one also, the Vice President represented Mr. President very well. I mean, in fact, it gives the global community the assurance that Nigeria is moving within the trajectory of achieving the SDGs by the year 2030. Because the whole idea of the food system transformation was to accelerate the achievement of the SDGs by the year 2030. And Nigeria keyed into it, and we are moving fast. And I can assure you that the outcome of this year summit, stocktake, was to reflect on whatever we have been doing, to see the reflection, the momentum, and also to also see how we can consolidate on accountability and collaboration. Like I said, the food system transformation is being implemented in all the 36 states of the Federation, plus the Federal Capital Territory. And then the coordination by the Federal Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning has been decentralized to be for each of the 6 geopolitical zones, whereby we have 1 or 2 states, I mean, standing in for each of the zones and bringing all states in those zones together. So there is also encourage this year's the outcome of this year also prioritize investments and financial instruments to boost agri-food system, especially for the smallholder farmers.
That Dr. Faniran, can you speak to the 10-year youth-led agricultural renewal plan unveiled at the summit? How does it actually address food insecurity?
It's a good thing that happens to Nigeria because our youths are actually being promoted globally because we believe that the future of the food system transformation in any country belongs to the youths. So the sustainability of agri-food system transformation is in the hand of the youths. Apart from that 10-year plan, then our youths in the food system has also initiated an electronic data base that elicited, that brought about, that captured all our youth in the food system, in different aspects of food system. As you know, food system is an interconnectedness of all the food value chain. I mean, in terms of production, processing, transportation. So each of them that are in one form of food system transformation or another, they are already harvested. And that there was a data, there was the youth lead in the national task team. They initiated a situation where there was a Google map, and Google map that elicited information on who are the farmers among the youth. And it was done across all the 30 states plus the FCT. We have over 6,000 youth registered. So that gives us the opportunity that yes, the youth can be supported, the youth capacity can be built, and the youth are recognized as the driver of the future food system transformation in Nigeria.
Of course. Now, let me quickly go to Professor Kola. Nigeria was represented at the summit by Vice President Kashim Shettima, who spoke about deploying modern technology to boost agriculture. From your perspective as a biochemist, how can innovations like the artificial intelligence and satellite-driven climate intelligence, as mentioned at the summit, transform Nigeria's food systems?
Yes, thank you very much. We know that majority of the farmers in Nigeria, they are smallholder farmers, and most of them are even subsistence farmers. They depend on what they farm to eat from there, and then they also sell and also to be able to meet other needs. And we know the present world today, for us to be able to actually attain food sufficiency, we need to bring in the issue of technology. And this digital technology will really help us to be able to produce more food and even to be able to manage, especially one of the major problems we have in Nigeria is the issue of post-harvest losses. In fact, there are cases we have up to 50% of losses of what we produce. And the coming in of technology will really help us to be able to prevent such and also maximize and also improve the economic situation of our farmers through the introduction of technology. But we also know that because most of these farmers are subsistence farmers, there is the issue of economic factors. They are poor, and to be able to attain or acquire this technology is not something that will come easy for them. That is why the government have to incentivize them by supporting them in accessing this technology. And we know that the government, in collaboration with some of the development partners, are doing a lot towards this direction. What we need to do is to scale up those efforts. The government is in the right direction in trying to improve the use of technology so that agri-production can be improved and also help in the sustainability of our food system.
Okay, Prof. Blue foods like aquatic resources were a key discussion at the summit, yet they remain underutilized in Nigeria. How can we integrate this into our food systems to boost nutrition and economic growth, especially coastal and riverine areas?
Yes, that is just is still linked to what I mentioned.
Okay.
There is no country in the world where there is no level of subsidy. Even in America, they still subsidize
So you're
some
saying
things
that
indirectly. So the government
farmers should be supported?
yes,
subsidized?
government need to really support these farmers so that they can, especially like the issue of the technology that you brought in, the rudimentary way in which we do the farming cannot really help us to be able to, cannot help our farmers to be able to break even, because we know that most of these farmers, they are very poor. But as government come in with different intervention, it can really help them, give them a lot of incentive, but the incentive should be such that we actually get to those farmers. Because in Nigeria, when government make effort to support the farmers, there are so-called, in quote, portfolios farmers that get most of this subsidy. The real farmers don't really.
So how do you think we can really address this problem?
Yes, one of the major way is, which will have been done even in the past, which the government is also trying to do, is to make sure that these farmers are organized into cooperatives and make sure that you go to reach them through those cooperatives. Register cooperatives, work with the local communities. The issue of community partnership is very, very key and critical. In social development, one of the things that is very critical is that even as you want to intervene, the people you want to also help, you must make sure that you engage them, let those people be part of the effort to address their problem. Community participation is very, very critical.
But
so,
it's low at this point. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there is a lot of effort, but we can do more. Okay. What is being done now, for us to actually see the change that we want, there must be a scaling. Okay. We need to scale up the effort of government and make sure it reach those farmers that actually need it. And you know, when we are talking of food system, it's not just agric. Like you mentioned, the issue of aquaculture. It's from input right to the dining table.
Okay.
So
just a quick one, Prof. Just let's have your thoughts, both Prof and Doc. Let's have your thoughts on what do you think from the summit. You've been to the summit, and I believe you have seen various recommendations. What do you think is the way forward when it comes to no more talking? You've talked enough. Action. What do we do to actually see that government and both farmers and their own parts do the needful to get to where we need to be?
So okay, maybe I respond for the issue is that it's very, very important in terms of policy. Like Dr. Faniran mentioned, in terms of policy, Nigeria have robust policy, but the key issue is in terms of implementation. And what are the critical challenges? There are intertwined challenges that affect the issue of resource constraint, the issue of coordination, and the issue of accountability.
Okay, implementation is the issue for you, Prof. Then, Doc, let's have your own closing thoughts.
Thank you very much. For me, like the Prof rightly said, let me just corroborate it, but in the real sense of it, I agreed that the government is striving to making sure that at least they pursue aggressively the achievement of food security in Nigeria. But we still need more political will, because political will decentralize interventions to reach the local community. You know, the problem of agriculture is actually in the hand. The problem of agriculture is with the smallholder farmers, and they don't have the resources. So
I'm afraid we're out of time, Doc.
So financial inclusion is critical.
Okay,
for
financial
us to
inclusion critical. Thank you very much, Professor Kola, Dr. Faniran. Thank you to the both of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.